Hello and welcome to ScopeIT. ScopeIT is an online tool which facilitates the fast-track definition of new services and solutions to speed up the bid and quote process and reduce your overall time to revenue. It uses the concept of swimming lanes to define the new services and solutions and distribute the underlying tasks based on ownership and responsibility. Let's take a look at some of the main features of ScopeIT. In this window we can see the screen is divided into a number of specific areas. For example, the list of existing services and solutions we may have defined, the list of new innovations or ideas, all the defined swimming lane templates, and these can be added to at any point in time to suit the particular business in question. And also the list of defined resources along with their cost and location information, and again these can be added to at any point in time to suit the particular business. Each of these windows is structured in exactly the same way, so it's possible to view, edit, copy or delete any stored element. For example, if we would like to base a new service on an existing one, which we would like to modify, then by copying the existing service, it's possible to take all its defined attributes and change it in any way we require. Now let's take a quick look at how we can create a new service using ScopeIT. It's quite simple. Firstly, we choose a name, then we choose from this pull-down menu of swimming lane templates, and in this case we're going to choose a 6-lane business-to-business template. We can enter some high-level descriptive text and comments in these fields, and then we are essentially onto the stage of defining the tasks and the underlying resources required to execute each task. And this is what comprises our overall service. Each task record allows us to store some key information about the task that may be of use later on in the lifetime of the service, but for the purpose of this quick demo, the most important one is the choice of swimming lane. So we can select that from the pull-down menu as shown. For some tasks, you may wish to allocate the resources required in order to execute the task. A resource can be different types of staff or skill sets. Or equally, it could be a piece of hardware, software, or other tools required for a period of time in order to execute that task. We can choose the location if we have multiple locations to pick from, and then we can choose a duration, which will give us a calculated cost for the use of that resource within that particular task. We can see the list of tasks on the left hand side, and we continue in this way defining all the tasks of the service until we reach the point where we want to save our solution. Once we have saved our solution, we can then generate a graphical view of the overall service and see each task assigned to the swimming lanes as per our definition. The image can be saved and used in presentation material or documentation as we so wish. To change the positioning of a task within a service, you simply drag and drop the task, and then its new position can be reflected in the graphic. So when we regenerate the graphic, we see the task moved to its new chosen location. It's also possible to select a subset of tasks or a task grouping and choose a color for that grouping. So when we save the task and again regenerate the graphic, we see that task reflected in the chosen color coding in the graphical image. Once we are happy that we have defined our overall service, and we are happy that we have defined and identified the resources required to execute each task within the service, we can then view the forecasted cost of delivery of that service. And here the total forecasted cost is made up of the sum of the individual costs of each task as we've defined them throughout the stages of the service. This is extremely useful in that we can now decide what type of margin we would like to apply to this service and quickly generate a proposal for a customer engagement. ScopeIT by Airtech is a simple tool which aims to make service creation easier, eliminate any ambiguity regarding scope, and allow you to make faster, more accurate quotations so you can win business and generate more services revenues. We would love to have a conversation with you.